There is so much stacked up against you in figuring this game out, to even know that it is a game, and that when I speak of the system, I mean the legal system, which is the very planet you live on, is a big enough step. But to then take it further and understand that that system is actually an extension of you, and that is the false you, the mind, and that to know the real you, you're required to sift through all the lies to get to truth. That's a long haul. You see, I know that while you are searching for something to believe in, when you are shown truth, you don't believe it. That's what victim consciousness, upheld by fear, is designed to do. It's also known as learned helplessness. That's a proven phenomenon that when you get used to being trapped into a certain way of being, you are unable to escape, even when the door is opened wide right in front of you. My question to myself is, can I manage to deprogram the multiple layers of data? Is it possible? Can I penetrate the walls of deception and confusion to get to the core, the cœur, the heart, home? Well, I can only tell you what I know from my own experiences, and you either trust me or you don't. But I'm not pretending anything, so I am not going to be pretending to be some kind of guru or know-it-all. I made my DeeCission. Decision means to cut my ties with the legal system. That extension of myself. It all happens in the mind. You play your own game piece every step of the way through the choices you make. You can, of course, stay stuck in your current reality, dissatisfied as you are with the world, because you know you can't change it. You can only change you. Now, some of the things that I'm about to say here in this video, before you think that I'm pointing a finger and making any unfair accusations, I want to make it clear that I am not your judge, and I'm not pretending to be a judge. So nothing that I am saying is about me judging you. The questions that I put forward are exactly the questions that I've asked myself and subsequently answered for myself. Because I made the DeeCission to stop lying to myself. Each of us judges ourselves at the end of the day, so what could you possibly gain from lying to yourself? Now, I can tell you, if you were to wake up one morning and choose to stand in truth and stop using a legal name like I and many others have done, you are not going to suddenly see rainbows and pink unicorns and fluffy kittens dancing in the sun, or whatever the heck is your possible idea of perfection. Whatever happens to you from that point on is as much dependent on you as was your life before that point. It's about what are your intentions and what are you expecting. What are you hoping to gain? See, I only hope to gain one thing, and that was the right to say, hand on heart, I no longer tell a single lie to myself or to anyone. That I do not and I never will again support the legal system, knowing the pain and suffering it's caused and continues to cause every single second of the day across the entire planet. There is no blood on my hands. Remember, there is no fight. If your intention is to argue or to fight or to debate, perhaps it would help you to realize you'd only be doing so with yourself. Because all that out there in the physical world is nothing but an extension of you. So you either cut your ties with it, as I have done, no longer consenting to any of it, no legal name, or you carry on being a part of it all, playing along with the game. When you do cut your ties with it and stop playing the game, stop using a legal name, then ask yourself, what's the point in trying to convince anyone else out there about the legal name fraud, whether it's the police or the courts, or your friends or family, or just someone out there on the street. Yeah, pass on the message, absolutely, but then let it go. When you remember, you can stop playing that game that you know you cannot win. Remember, REM, ember. REM is a dream state. Ember, smoldering fire. Yeah, all the clues are in the language. That is as much as I know. From my own experience. It's been clues all my life helping me, even when I couldn't see it. Because my true heart never stopped searching for a way to stop being part of a world I could see, even as a young child, it was simply not a good world. But yes, there are nice things out there. Certainly things that you may think are good, but they're all steeped in lies. But you have to be willing to see that, or you never will. Are you willing to let go of all the things as you know them to be in the physical world? I know it's a tough one. Most of you simply will not make it. Are you caught up in emotions? The hormones, perhaps? Yeah, the WHOREMOANS. What's she moaning about exactly? The letter E. That letter means to stop or to block the way of. And motions, you know, means movement and actions. So emotions, again, clues in the language telling you exactly what emotions are meant to do. To stop you, or block you from moving. And this is where you say, okay, hang on, emotions are what make us human. We need them. But can you get a grip on them? Are you still 2 years old, lying on the shop floor, kicking and screaming because you can't have that toy? Or did you get over that? Can you get over the anger you harbor inside of you? Can you even admit it's there? If you recall from my previous video, the letter G is a hex, and you break the spell in any word that contains that letter by changing it back to a K. So try that with the word anger, and you get anchor. Now the magic spellings tell you it's spelled ANCHOR, but it sounds exactly the same when you spell it ANKER. Anchor. Yep, anger anchors you down. You know the expression, lost in a sea of emotions. Can you see yourself? Because there comes a time when you have to grow up. And there's another brilliant allegory, Peter Pan, lost in Never Never Land. See, I know you've gone through your share of stuff, okay? Pain and anguish, misery, hardships. You think I haven't? Like I said, I see the pain and suffering in this world. I know that probably means you too. And I hate that. But I'm not going to get caught up in that victim mentality. Now I'm going to say something here, and you're probably not going to get this bit, but it's a quote from Dee. There are no victims, only volunteers. So I ask this, how long do you want to keep whining and whinging like a baby? That's playing the victim, isn't it? Are you still angry, perhaps, about something that happened like 100 flipping years ago? You have to face yourself eventually. Do you think it might be time to construct for yourself a whole new narrative? Are you ever going to be ready to be the authority of your own story? Or are you going to continue letting all that drama out there carry you on the waves of emotions? Continue getting along to get along. You think I don't know how it works? Yes, I lived in the system all my life. You think I don't know what it's like to work for someone else? Yes, I did. And I did exactly what I was told, even when it didn't suit me. Even when I didn't agree with what I was being told to do. Even when it wasn't even at times moral by my own standards. Yeah, that is playing the role of the whore. And for what? £600 a month. So how much do you do it for, huh? Remember, you don't need to come before me and answer to anything. I'm not able or willing or even interested in judging you. You've got to do that for yourself. I've asked myself all these questions and more. I'm not easy on myself. When are you going to stop lying to yourself? It's all about learning to grow up and be good for goodness sake. As you play the Santa Claus, or the Satan Claus, C-L-A-W-S, whatever you choose to be. Yeah, but it's not that easy, is it? It's simple, but it's not easy. Why? Because you don't actually want to be good. And I know that because I'm watching the world around me and no one is good. And I'm not just talking about what you do. So what is going on in your head? Do you notice what you're thinking? Are you sitting there smiling and nodding? As even your best friend maybe even. And in your head you're saying, you fucking cow. Oh, you stupid. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Can you admit getting drunk yet again? Or getting stoned or high on anything? Making a fool of yourself? It's not really that much fun. How old are you? 5? You've got to use something like, but it's Christmas, or it's New Year's, it's my birthday, it's the weekend, you know, any number of ridiculous excuses to behave badly. You really think it's funny? You think it's funny to gorge yourself like a pig? Do you think it's okay to spend more money you don't really have on something you don't really need? Just because it might make you, or someone else even, happy for 5 minutes. Okay, do you have to get caught up in yet another stupid emotional drama about something someone might have said? Who cares? You go on and tell yourself you're okay just the way you are. You don't need to change. It's you you're lying to, not me. And here is the biggest lie. I've said it and I've said it. And I'll say it again. Not because I'm using that trick of the system, that repetition of subliminal messages that gets you thinking a certain way, or more likely than not, getting you to buy something. No, I repeat it because it's truth. You see, because I don't have any agenda, like I want some money off you, or I need you to support some belief. Notice the word lie in the middle of belief, be-lie. Because I am my own master. I don't need you or anyone for my survival, or to validate me in any way. Yeah, right. But here it is, the biggest lie is your dependency on the legal system by using a legal name. As I said, I can only tell you what I actually know. If I could tell you how to leave the wretched planet altogether, you know, that idea that you've heard of transcending the physical plane. If I figured that out, I suppose I wouldn't be here to make a video. I'm certainly not about to try and give instructions on how to create some kind of utopia. As far as I can tell, it's history. His story just keeps repeating itself. Time is just on a loop. Have you watched the series called Westworld? There's some clues in there. A lot of clues. How about the character Dolores? D-lore, you know, lore means story, doesn't it? Like folklore. D-lore is, she says, I don't want to be in a story. You see, when you cut your ties with the system, the legal system, and you make that DeeCission, then you begin to take control. Not of the story out there. You can't do anything about that story, but your part, your role in the story. You know what Shakespeare said? You know that quote? All the world's a stage, and we but players upon it. Yeah. Now what I can tell you, because I experience it on a daily basis, so it's what I actually know from my own experience, when you choose to grow up and be good, get a grip on your emotions. No, it's not easy. You have to work on that. I'm working on it every single moment of the day. You stop wanting revenge on someone or something. When you take responsibility for yourself, you know you can't change anything out there. Stop fighting. Stop lying to yourself. When you realize, now hear the sounds in that word, realize, E-Y-E-S. Seeing the truth with your real eyes. When you realize the fraud, the entire legal system that keeps you bound through the legal name, you make the grown-up DeeCission to cut your ties with it all. Stop being complicit in all its criminal activities. You do that, I can tell you this. You will be okay. When you live in this magic, in the flow of creation itself, there are no fears. There are no worries of survival or of loneliness or of anything. You don't need to trust me. You need to learn how to trust yourself. When will you be ready to face you?